Every single morning prayer is an opportunity, a reset button we often overlook. You know, life doesn't exactly ask for permission before throwing challenges your way. That's why starting your day with Psalm 23 is not just a habit, it's an armor, a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. Imagine waking up not to a flood of worries, but to the peaceful assurance that you are divinely guided. Picture this, you, coffee in hand, sitting quietly as dawn breaks, whispering, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." It's not just poetic, it's spiritual reality. That's why the morning prayer with Psalm 23 is so transformative. It builds a mindset where fear doesn't get the first word, faith does. And faith, my friend, moves mountains. And yes, even Monday mornings. Most people check their phones first thing, diving headfirst into stress. But what if, instead, you offered a morning prayer, anchoring yourself in trust and divine provision? It's a small shift, but a game changer. Think of it as choosing to build your day on solid rock instead of shifting sand. Now that's a foundation worth standing on. Psalm 23 teaches us that God is not some distant figure, but an ever-present shepherd. That's crucial, because life's uncertainties don't magically disappear. They just become less frightening when you know who's walking beside you. This is why starting your day with a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision is not a ritual, it's a relationship. Have you ever noticed how your mindset in the morning shapes your whole day? That's no accident. The morning prayer helps realign your heart, mind, and spirit with God's promises like those found in Psalm 23. It's about trading panic for peace, anxiety for assurance. And honestly, who doesn't want that kind of swap? Let's be real. Some mornings feel like you're already behind before you even get out of bed. But this is your reminder that you don't walk through the valley alone. The morning prayer, especially one rooted in Psalm 23, is your compass when emotions run wild and decisions feel overwhelming. There's a quiet strength that comes when you intentionally declare, "He makes me lie down in green pastures." It reframes how you see everything, from the to-do lists to the unexpected interruptions. That's why, beginning with this powerful prayer for trust and divine provision is so much more than spiritual talk. It's soul nourishment. So what would your mornings look like if you didn't start them in a rush but in reverence? With a morning prayer steeped in the wisdom of Psalm 23, you set a divine tone for the day. And as we step deeper into this reflection, let's explore the richness of this psalm line by line. Psalm 23 begins with a declaration so simple, yet so profound. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This isn't just ancient poetry, it's a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision, reminding you every morning prayer that your needs are already known and provided for. Imagine stepping into your day carrying that confidence. What could possibly shake you? "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters." These words paint the picture of rest and peace, something we often crave but rarely claim. In your morning prayer, reflect on how God orchestrates moments of calm amid life's chaos. Maybe it's a peaceful walk or a quiet coffee break, simple green pastures provided daily. He restores my soul. That restoration is key because, let's be honest, life drains you. Work stress, family pressures, it piles up fast. But this line in Psalm 23 is your reminder during every morning prayer that God isn't just your guide. He's your restorer, your healer, offering divine provision not only for your needs, but for your weariness too. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Not for your reputation, not for your status, but for his purpose. That's a liberating truth, right? Your morning prayer can shift from pleading for personal success to trusting in divine alignment. This makes your daily steps feel less frantic, more guided, and infinitely more peaceful. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. How often do we let fear dictate our decisions? Psalm 23 flips the script. Your powerful prayer for trust and divine provision is your declaration that, yes, valleys will come, but fear doesn't get the final say. That's a mindset worth carrying into every morning. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me, tools of guidance and correction, not of punishment. Think about that next time your plans are redirected. Sometimes God's no is His protection, not rejection. Reflecting on this during your morning prayer helps you embrace even the unexpected with trust, knowing divine provision is woven through it all. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That's bold. It means you're not just surviving adversity, you're thriving right in front of it. Psalm 23 isn't just comfort, it's a call to confidence. In your morning prayer, you can claim that divine provision even when circumstances look hostile or impossible. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Imagine living with that assurance. Every morning prayer anchored in Psalm 23 reminds you that you're not chasing blessings, they're chasing you. And as we continue, let's offer a heartfelt prayer of gratitude and renewed trust in this incredible shepherd. Starting your morning prayer with gratitude shifts everything. Before asking, just pause and thank God for being your shepherd, your guide, your ever-present help. It's easy to overlook the daily mercies, the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head. But these are all pieces of God's powerful prayer for trust and divine provision made real in your life. Saying, "Thank you, Lord, for always being there," is simple, yet it sets the tone for the entire day. In your morning prayer, this acknowledgement becomes a declaration. I trust you, even when I don't see the full picture. That's the beauty of Psalm 23. It calls you not just to recognize provision, but to rest confidently in it. Think of the peace you feel sitting by a calm river, hearing only the sounds of nature. That serenity is the kind God offers you through His presence. Every morning prayer inspired by Psalm 23 invites you to enter that space, not physically maybe, but spiritually, where divine provision quiets your anxieties and strengthens your trust. Confidence in God's provision isn't about having all the answers, it's about knowing who holds them. Your morning prayer becomes a moment to release control and lean into faith, just as David did when he penned Psalm 23. Imagine starting your day not with stress, but with the calm assurance that God is already ahead of you. When you express gratitude, you're not ignoring life's challenges, you're reframing them. Thank you, Lord, for the strength to face what comes. That's a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision, acknowledging that God's presence equips you for every situation. This attitude transforms your mornings and, over time, your entire life. Some people keep gratitude journals, and that's a great practice. But imagine coupling that with a morning prayer rooted in Psalm 23, writing down not just what you're thankful for, but praying through it. Thank you for leading me beside still waters becomes not just a verse, but a lived reality, reshaping your day from the inside out. There's something deeply freeing about admitting, God, I trust you. No pretense, no backup plans, just raw, honest dependence. That's the heart of this powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. It reminds you that you don't have to manufacture peace. It's already yours through Him. That's worth celebrating in every morning prayer. And as this gratitude deepens, it naturally leads you to remember the stories of others who've walked this path of trust before you. So now let's look at some powerful examples from Scripture. People who anchored their lives in divine provision and emerged stronger for it. Let's start with David, the very author of Psalm 23. Imagine him, a young shepherd facing lions and bears, later standing before a giant named Goliath. His life is a masterclass in morning prayer and dependence on divine provision. His confidence wasn't in his slingshot, but in the God who empowered him. That's the same powerful prayer for trust and divine provision you can claim every morning. Then there's Elijah, hiding in a cave, feeling isolated and defeated. Yet God sent ravens to feed him and a still small voice to revive him. His story is a reminder that divine provision doesn't always arrive with fireworks. It often shows up quietly, just like that moment in your morning prayer when peace suddenly replaces panic. Peter is another unforgettable example. One minute, he's walking on water by faith. The next, he's sinking in fear. Yet Jesus doesn't scold him, he reaches out. That's the essence of a morning prayer grounded in Psalm 23, knowing that even when your trust wavers, divine provision remains steady. Every stumble is met with God's faithful grip. Consider Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly. Yet in all that injustice, God's hand was orchestrating something greater. Your morning prayer can draw strength from Joseph's story, recognizing that even setbacks are setups for something redemptive. That's the powerful prayer for trust and divine provision at work. And who could forget Moses, standing at the Red Sea with an entire nation panicking behind him and an army closing in. Yet, in that impossible moment, God made a way. That's a powerful reminder for your morning prayer. When there seems to be no solution, divine provision parts the waters, leading you forward in trust. These stories aren't just ancient history, they're living testimonies. They prove that faith in God's provision isn't naive, it's wise. Each of these individuals started their journeys uncertain, but anchored themselves through what we now call a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. Your morning prayer taps into that same legacy. Think about how these examples apply to your own life. Maybe you're facing a giant at work, a desert in your relationships, or a storm of doubt. These biblical testimonies remind you that you're not the first to walk through such trials, and you certainly won't walk them alone. That's what Psalm 23 confirms in every morning prayer. And as these stories fuel your faith, they naturally inspire you to seek God's help, not just for yourself, but for your own transformation and direction. That leads us perfectly to the next part of our prayer journey. Every morning prayer offers the sacred chance to ask God not just for things, but for transformation. Lord, make me more like you, becomes a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. It's about shifting from seeking temporary fixes to desiring lasting change, becoming someone who reflects love, patience, and wisdom in every day. Decisions. Picture your day ahead. Conversations, decisions, temptations. Without divine direction, it's easy to stumble. That's why in your morning prayer, asking for wisdom is essential. James 1:5 promises, God gives wisdom generously to all who ask. So why not start today asking for insight on that tough project or how to handle that difficult relationship? Transformation also means protection from ourselves, from distractions, from temptations. The morning prayer, rooted in Psalm 23, is an appeal. Lord, keep me on paths of righteousness. It's not about being perfect, but about staying connected to the one who perfects us. That connection is the most reliable form of divine provision you'll ever need. Strength is another crucial request. Life is full of moments that test our resolve. Your morning prayer can echo the plea, give me strength to stand firm. It's practical too. Strength to say no when necessary, to push through exhaustion, or to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. That's the kind of strength divine provision offers. And let's be real, Transformation is uncomfortable. It requires letting go of old habits and embracing new disciplines. Maybe it means waking up earlier for your morning prayer or being more intentional about listening before reacting. Each small step reflects a desire to embody the character of the Good Shepherd described in Psalm 23. As you seek direction, remember that God's guidance is often gradual, not instant. Your morning prayer is less about demanding a roadmap and more about trusting the next step. Like Abraham leaving his homeland without knowing his destination, trust is built one obedient move at a time. A true, powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. Imagine becoming someone who radiates peace in conflict, wisdom in chaos, and compassion in pain. That's the outcome of this prayerful pursuit of transformation. Your morning prayer isn't just about surviving the day, but about becoming more aligned with God's heart, ready to bless those around you through your own growth. And speaking of blessing others, as your heart transforms, it naturally turns outward. From here, your morning prayer shifts from personal petitions to powerful intercession for others. One of the most beautiful aspects of a morning prayer is how it extends beyond you. It's not just a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision in your life, but also an intercession for others. Picture lifting up your family members, friends, or even that co-worker who always tests your patience. Your prayer becomes a channel of God's love and grace. Start simple. Lord, bless my family with health and peace. That morning prayer might seem small, but it's significant. Imagine the strength your loved ones can draw from knowing they are covered in prayer. You're not just wishing them well. You're inviting divine provision into their lives, aligning their paths with God's goodness. Then widen your circle. Your community, your city, even your nation. Psalm 23 reminds us that God prepares a table for us even in the presence of enemies. So pray for reconciliation where there's division, for justice where there's oppression, and for wise leadership in times of uncertainty. Your morning prayer becomes an act of spiritual citizenship. Health is another vital focus. In today's world with so much sickness and mental strain, your intercession can bring comfort and hope. Lord, bring healing to those I know who are suffering. That's a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision, asking God to intervene where human efforts fall short. Think about those in your life who are far from faith. Your morning prayer can be the bridge they don't even realize they need. Lord, soften their hearts, draw them to you. That quiet plea is powerful, often doing more than hours of debate or persuasion. Divine provision works subtly but effectively through intercessory prayer. Don't forget the peacemakers, those working tirelessly to resolve conflicts both locally and globally. Your morning prayer can lift them up too. Lord, strengthen those fighting for justice and peace. This transforms your prayer time. From personal reflection to a global act of love, a powerful extension of the spirit of Psalm 23. And remember, intercession isn't limited to crises. Celebrate with others in your prayer. A friend's new job, a family member's recovery, a nation's breakthrough. Gratitude reinforces trust and opens your eyes to how divine provision is already at work in countless lives. Your morning prayer thus becomes both petition and praise. As you faithfully intercede for others, your heart becomes more attuned to God's purposes. And naturally, this leads to a moment of renewed personal commitment, returning to the Shepherd for one final declaration of trust and blessing. As you close your morning prayer, let it be with renewed confidence. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. This simple yet powerful prayer for trust and divine provision is your anchor, steadying you against whatever the day may hold. You're not stepping into the unknown alone. Your shepherd goes before you, leading and providing. Imagine how different your mornings would feel if you made this conclusion a daily declaration. No more waking up with dread or uncertainty, instead, rising with a heart full of trust, grounded in Psalm 23. Your morning prayer becomes a steady rhythm, reminding you that divine provision is not seasonal, it's daily, moment by moment. And here's the beautiful part. This prayer isn't meant to be hoarded. Share it. Text it to a friend, pray it over your family, or post a snippet online. Let others experience the peace and confidence that comes from a morning prayer rooted in Psalm 23. You never know who needs that encouragement today. As you conclude, speak a blessing, not just over yourself, but over everyone connected to you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you. This isn't empty sentiment. It's an extension of the powerful prayer for trust and divine provision you've just prayed. It becomes a spiritual ripple effect, touching lives beyond your own. So now it's your turn. Will you let this morning prayer with Psalm 23 simply be words you hear, or will you actually apply it and step boldly into your day, grounded in a powerful prayer for trust and divine provision? Imagine waking up tomorrow with a heart anchored in trust, knowing God is leading, providing, and protecting you every single step of the way. What's holding you back? Is it the rush, the routine, or just forgetting how powerful this daily moment with God can be? Let me challenge you. Make this morning prayer part of your everyday rhythm. Watch how your mindset, your peace, and even your relationships shift in response to that trust-filled start. I'd love to know, how do you plan to incorporate this prayer into your mornings? Drop a comment below and share your commitment. Let's encourage each other on this journey of faith, trust, and divine provision. Your story could inspire someone else today. And hey, if this message spoke to you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another prayer or word of encouragement. Also, think of someone, a friend, a family member, who needs this powerful prayer for trust and divine provision. Share this video with them. It just might change their life too. So step into your day, clothed with peace, shielded by protection, and surrounded by divine love. Let your morning prayer serve as your compass and your armor. And as we wrap up this moment together, I invite you to hold on to this blessing, but also to stay open, because there's something else I want to share with you next.